Alright, checking in June 22nd, everybody. Starting off another adventure. Obviously, it's pouring rain. I just hopped a shuttle from Mountain Harbor Hostel here in Roan Mountain, Tennessee. And we're getting dropped off at the trailhead in an old limo, an old Cadillac limo. What service? Anyway, it's about 9 o'clock right now, a little after 9 o'clock. It's supposed to be pouring until at least noon, maybe 1 o'clock. I'm already wet anyway. We're just going now. So, I'll check in with you once we get to the trailhead, see what's happening. Okay, so we just got dropped off here at Hughes Gap. That's my ride. I got a limo. There's a church group here too. I rode up with the pastor. He's staying with them. And yeah, it's wet. So that's up there is the trail where we came from, or where I came from a bunch of days ago. And over there, there. That's the start of the 4.9 mile climb with 31 or 33 switchbacks up to the top of Roan Mountain. So I'm gonna get up there. I'm happy to have you with me today. And yeah, as soon as I see something cool, I'll be sure to bring you back. Catch you down the trail. Well, I guess it's just kind of a thing that once you get above 6,000 feet here in Tennessee, whether it's wet and nasty, crap. Whether it's climbing up to Clingman's Dome or climbing up here into the Roan Highlands, the conifers take over. And you end up hiking in clouds a lot, which I'm cool with. Technically, it stopped raining. You see the clouds kind of wafting through the trees here. It's really noticeable up there. But all this moisture dripping down these rocks looks cool, sounds cool. I guess I'm kind of headed into blooming rhododendron territory up here too. Get back down here yesterday, and I heard that I guess June 19th and 20th is the Rhododendron Festival. I mean, and I get it, they're pretty. Here's one right here, you know. But they said there's entire patches and groves, which I've seen of mountain laurel, but I haven't seen anything like that with the rhododendrons like that. Oh, crap. Gotta keep my footing. But I think, you know, knock on wood, that the rain has pretty much ceased for the day. The clouds are still up here, obviously. There's nothing that I'm gonna be seeing through this. But I'm still gonna stop when I get up to the Cloudland Hotel ruins, the site that Cloudland Hotel used to be at. An old resort, old resort, 1800s. And then I'm gonna stop for lunch at the Roan High Knob shelter. So I'm gonna see what that's all about. Give you a couple facts about that once I get there, but it's been a great hike this morning. You know, I'm loving my new pack. I'm feeling good. I may have been off the trail for 6 days, but I still have my trail legs, which I'm so thankful for. Thank God I haven't lost that, because if I had to start fresh building that up again, I would be in rough shape. But this is the highest point. Today's the highest point that I'm going to be hitting for some time. We're going up to like 6,270 feet. And I just got a little more climbing to do. Definitely, after spending 3 days back home, where it's about 1,000 feet, coming back up here, I'm sucking wind. So I'm gonna keep walking. I'll get to the top, see what the weather's like. If it's too windy, I'll just take some pictures and maybe a short video. If it's nice and I'm feeling it, I might even set up shop at Roan High Knob, because tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful. A couple birds over there. Tomorrow's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. And tomorrow's where, apart from, Roan Mountain, I'm supposed to hit several bulbs on my way back down into the town of Roan Mountain, where I left this morning from Mountain Harbor Hostel. I actually did reserve a bunk down there again tomorrow night, so no matter where I end up, tomorrow I'm going to be finishing up whatever's left of this 21-mile stretch from Hughes Gap to back to the highway, Highway 19E, where they are. So I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to shut up. I know I'm ranting. I haven't talked to y'all for a while. Feels good to be back with you. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to keep walking. Squishy, moist, gnarly. Let's check out this view. Oh wait, this looks like a Forest Service road. Yeah, looks like that's all this is. Oh well, time to go back. It's been a while since I had shoes this way, I tell you. And the bummer is that I finally got my feet good and dry. Put my shoes through the wash. Last time I was in a hostel, I was able to get things dried out, clean, because the week before I left the trail for a couple days to take care of some stuff, it rained every day, every single day. So that week before that, I was wet. Everything started to smell terrible. It wasn't fun. But made it through it. Being wet's a part of the game out here. So the spruce tunnel, walking through, and try and stay dry. Who am I kidding? It's not gonna happen. Okay, mud, mucky nastiness. Hit the rocks as much as you can, and keep going. Trail's down here. I'll stop in if I see anything else cool. Now, I could be wrong, but I think this may have actually been a part of a house or a shelter or something. Might have been a part of the resort or something. Just an old chimney stack. I think we're like 0.2 away from the Roan High Knob shelter, which I think has a short spur side trail to get to it. So we'll get down there. It's a quick dip and then a short climb back up. But we'll get there soon. Well, we made it. This is the Roan High Knob shelter, everybody. I believe it's about 6,270 feet up. Looks like there's some tenting and stuff behind me. A couple of concrete ruins and things. But I'm gonna hop in here for a bit, see what I can see, try and dry out some of my stuff. Not much to it. No, not much to it at all. Looks good and dry though. Real good and dry. So I'm gonna take my wet stuff off over here. I do a little bit of cooking. Read about this globally rare ecosystem. It is a spruce-fir forest, and oh, by the way, it still smells like a candle shop up here. It's amazing. Spruce-fir moss spider, that last part there, that is something I'd actually love to see, but I doubt I will. And the reason I want to see it is because the spruce-fir moss spider is actually the world's smallest species of tarantula, which is really cool. And they come in like little hues of blue, some are like a golden brown. You got a couple different colors. But yeah, it's windy. I'm glad they got like 3 walls around this thing, so it's actually gonna be a little bit warm and dry inside. So yeah, I'm gonna get my gear off. That youth group that I was hiking nearby or near this morning, they're probably gonna end up here, at least for a little while. So if I'm gonna stay here, which I'm planning on it, I gotta get my stuff set up. So I'll get back with you in just a bit. After one quick view around the shelter. And of course, we came up from that trail right there. So, put on some thermals, got thermals and pants on. And I'm just enjoying a little bit of time. I'm about to bust into some munchies. Probably a bag of chips, a couple other things. It's windy as crap out there right now. But while I was wringing out my clothes, which by the way are currently drying, hanging from the ceiling in here. I'm gonna see how dry they get here in a little bit. It is, I don't know what time it is. I'll do a quick update as soon as I check. But this is actually, I did not notice originally, this is a double-decker. Since I'm about 75% sure I'm staying here tonight, ordinarily I don't take a top bunk inside one of these shelters because the top bunks tend to be where a lot more mice hang out. But it's a smaller space to warm up with my body heat and perhaps the spare canister in my stove that I have. I have a gas canister that I got out of a hiker box. It's about a quarter full, so that might be able to be enough to warm up a space. I'm probably gonna end up closing the door in here because there is an actual door, which I now notice has a broom behind it at the bottom there. So I'm gonna sweep this place out, eat some lunch, maybe have myself a coffee or a cocoa, and yeah, I'll bounce back with you as soon as I finalize what I feel like doing. So I'll be back. So, addendum to the previous video. It is 12:30 right now, 12:28. So I left the bottom at Hughes Gap at 9:40, I think, 9:40. So I made awesome time getting up here. Like I said, I'm feeling great. That break didn't hurt me, the break that I took a couple days. It didn't hurt me at all. I'm feeling great. My leg is better than ever. I still have my trail legs, which I am so thankful for, like I was saying before. I was most worried about that than anything else. I was losing my trail legs. But, so that being said, if I don't stay here tonight, if I stay here for a little while and warm up, because again, it's gonna have sunset right around 8:45 today, give or take. Stan Murray shelter is 5.7 downhill. I might keep walking down to there, if nothing else. Like I said, I'm just gonna eat something here, and see what happens with that. See how dry my stuff isn't going to get here in the next probably hour. Because at the end of the day, I want to have more than 5 miles done today. Again, I was 75% sure I was staying here. A, because of the wind. B, because you look out that window or the door there, and well, you can't see it with this exposure. I'm still currently parked right inside of a cloud. This whole shelter is just surrounded by a cloud. And there's still a lot of moisture dripping off the trees from the rain this morning. It has stopped raining, thankfully. It's not supposed to do any more. Pardon the pack explosion there. New pack, still figuring out how to organize it to be most efficient with getting my stuff in and out of it. But I'll go over that here in a little bit. Possibly one of these days when there's better light on more gear. But I do now have a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest 4400. So I no longer have that Ether AG70 from Osprey, which again, nothing is bad about that pack. It's just, it's not a through hiking pack. It's heavy. Just switching to this pack alone dropped probably close to 5 pounds off my base weight, which is insane. And this one actually rides really well, even though it doesn't have a frame in it, and it's not technically, it's kind of got a molded back piece, like hard-ish foam, but it fits my back fantastic, and it felt great coming up the mountain this morning. So shake down a couple more days, get some more experience with it, resort how I have things. But all in all, I'm 100% impressed with that. So like I said, I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit, have some food, snacks, maybe some cocoa or coffee if I gotta warm up. And then I am going to reassess probably at about 2 o'clock. Because at 2 o'clock, I mean, it would take no time at all for me to bang out another 6 miles, 5.7, to get down to Stan Murray Shelter and possibly stay there for the evening. But if I don't, it's 16.8 miles down to Roan Mountain, US 19, Highway 19E. Tomorrow, if I don't do any more miles today, that's if I do 0 more miles today. Again, I'm going to see how I feel, but at this point, I'm feeling good. So I'm going to take a power nap in here, eat something, and then figure out what I'm going to do. Well, I guess while my lunch is cooking, I'm making a Mountain House lasagna because I wanted something warm and would stick to my bones while I'm up here. So I'm going to do a little exploring. Let's see what we can see. Seems pretty enough up here. Plenty of places to put tents. There's a rock pile. A couple folks up here. Stop recording for a little bit. So like I was saying, we're still obviously up in a cloud. We're a little ways up from the shelter, which I know it's early in the day, but I'm still cold. My stuff is going to take a while to dry, so I'm, again, still about 75% sure that I'm going to stay here. But I don't know. It seems like a pretty beautiful little place. I mean, this is close to the mossy, conifer area that was on top of Unica Mountain, the day before I came back down here, or the Hughes Gap, and I got off the trail. So this is pretty. I like this, but I don't know if it dries out. Like I said, I'm gonna spend a couple more hours here at the bare minimum. Just noticed. Look at this tree here. I'll spin you around. There is so much moisture getting brought down this tree because of the cloud just dropping, and it's running down all the moss and everything and all the way to the base. Yep. But yeah, this is the area. There's a couple little fire rings and pits. There's signs all around here. It's telling you not to camp or collect firewood or do anything else outside of the boundaries they set here. This looks like a pretty gnarly split that happened not too long ago. Laying right here, and it looks like people have already started to hack up what's left. Whatever. So, but yeah, there's space here for probably, I'd say probably 30 tents, depending on how many roots you feel like sleeping on, because all the spots are pretty soft. I mean, nothing but spruce needles up here, and the smell alone would make me want to tent out here. But I'm staying inside of the shelter because I can. I don't really have much else to say. I'm kind of wondering. This almost looks like the base of a old fire tower. You know, 4 concrete bases. The stairs look like they would have gone up to a platform here. I don't know. Something yet to be seen. Something yet to be explored. But it's been a few minutes. Hopefully my lunch is ready, so I'm going to scarf that down, warm up. I'll break out my quilt for a little bit just to wrap up. And then I got to make my decision. But as soon as I know, I will be sure to tell you. Neat place. It's so cool watching the clouds whip through these trees like this. So cool. Well, the sun came out. It's almost 5 o'clock, but it's here. Obviously, I'm staying here at Roan High Knob shelter tonight. A couple of the folks just rolled in. And we're standing in the sun, enjoying it. But the coolest thing is, this tree is steaming with the sunlight hitting it. That's just so cool. I mean, I know I tend to steam when I get hot and wet, but that's the first time I've ever seen it on a tree. And you never would have seen that if I hadn't decided to stay here. I'm still on the search for one of those spiders, though. There's all kinds of moss around here. And all kinds of other stuff. So maybe if I'm super lucky, I'll see one. But if not, hey, there's always another chance to come back some other time. But I'm gonna enjoy the sun, it's warm. I took a good nap, gonna have a good dinner. But I'll check in with y'all again in a bit. So I just bopped down here, down a little blue glaze side trail to get some water. And I gotta say, this is a remarkably beautiful section of forest. And the smell of that spruce and fir, and man, this is an incredible place. And I got a little fern patch over here. Yep. And the sun's starting to filter in through some of the trees over here. Of course, right up there's the shelter. And yep, even some of the spruces up there, you know, everything's covered in moss here. Smelling incredible. Looking incredible. Say it all the time, folks. This is my happy place. This, I've told you before. I know I've told you before, and you're probably going to get sick of me saying it eventually, but this is my happy place. This is my happy place. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a car alarm going off. Finally it shut off. It's been going off for about a minute. Out here at the top of Roan Highlands, or the top of one of the balds, and the highlands consist through, several more balls all the way down into Roan Mountain, Tennessee, the town I'm heading to tomorrow. Yeah, still hints every now and then that society's just around the corner. There it is again. You come out here to get away from all that stuff. It's all good. This place is still incredible, but anyway, the main reason I was going to do some recording right now is I figure a little bit of explanation is in order, because the last time y'all saw me, I was getting off trail. I left the trail from Hughes Gap. I was in bad shape. I had come down the mountain. My leg was hurting from the day before that, and then I slipped on the way down, and just I messed it up so much worse than it was the day before. Probably shouldn't have pushed those long miles on it the day before. That probably weakened it a little bit. But that said, I still got where I needed to be to get to that shelter the night before, Clyde Smith shelter. So I went home, stayed at Station 19E. They were the ones who took me in the shuttle down to their hostel there. Cool hostel. The owner's really cool. Food's incredible. Small menu, but they do every one of the menu items really good. They have a really solid resupply downstairs in a room on the other side of the pub. Fairly inexpensive, $30 a night. Everything's included, even laundry and shower and everything else. There's a lot of other places where you go and they'll charge you, $5 to do laundry on top of what they charge you for a bunk. So anyway, enough about that. So I hopped a rental car. They picked me up from Station 19E, brought me up to Elizabethton, where I drove home to Northern Virginia. Had a couple things coming in. The phone I'm recording on now, I got an iPhone 12 Pro Max now, because I wanted to have the extra memory. I wanted to have the better cameras. It's better for low light. It's better for everything so far, and I'm loving it. In the last couple days I've had it. I also picked up an iPad mini to carry along with me to do my editing, so I don't chew through my memory on my phone quite as quickly as I was before. Be able to offload things and save some space on here. I did manage to get a hold of Knock, a lady named Emily there. Super helpful, really helpful on the phone. Sent her email, sent her pictures of the trekking poles. They did actually fulfill a warranty for me, and they sent them in. I stayed, a little extra time up at my place, my parents' place, to try and get those to come in. I drive back down here the evening of the 19th. I left Northern Virginia at around 6:30 p.m. on the 19th. Come to find out, those poles, as well as another set of Leckies I had ordered, arrived yesterday on the 21st. So, wait, I left on the 20th. I'm so messed up. I've been off the trail for too long. But anyway, today is June 22nd. Yesterday, I pretty much took a zero because I couldn't get anything done. I tried. I couldn't get good signal where I was. Nobody was running shuttles. Murphy was not my friend yesterday. He was my friend. He just kind of crapped on every plan that I had. So that just goes to show you never make plans out here, because they can change in a heartbeat. Even today, leaving out of, I stayed at Station 19E last night, walked 0.7 miles downhill to Mountain Harbor Hostel, and took their 9 a.m. shuttle up to Hughes Gap. Luckily, they had somebody else that was wanting to come up to Hughes Gap, so it only cost me half price. It was $20 instead of $40, which was awesome. I rode up with a pastor of a church group who's currently with his group. They all hiked up here today, about 8 or 9 of them. Good folks, real good folks. It'll be a pleasure to talk with them a little bit more later, but anyway, sorry about that. Follow-up shot. I'm becoming uncivilized again, and I love every second of it. But Yeah, so apart from the trekking poles that I ordered getting there a day late, I'm still using the ones that are taped up. I can handle that until I get up to Virginia, Northern Virginia again. I'm shooting to be at Harper's Ferry by July 20th. And again, I say shooting for it because that's kind of, timeline wise, it'll get me to essentially the halfway point that I need to be at, or the point where I need to be in order to make it up to Baxter State Park by October 1st. My miles are going to pick up. Like I said, more of the gear that I got, I dropped some stuff off. I got replacement gear. I still have this long sleeve, and I got my same thermals and things like that, but I swapped out for some running shorts. I got some Brooks running shorts now. The basketball style gym shorts that I was wearing, they were awful. They'd get wet, they'd get heavy, they did not like to dry out. And when they rubbed on me when I was wet, because for that week beforehand it was raining every day, it was awful. I got so many ingrown hairs. My legs looked like I got blown up by mosquitoes. It was bad. But it's things you got to work through. So I got the new clothes. What else did I get? I went back to the Sawyer Squeeze. I bought a new Sawyer Squeeze water filter. I really enjoy the Catadine Be Free, but I think it would work better if I was using their bottles. I was using the Knock 3-liter Vecto water bottle for that, and it leaked all the time. It's not a knock on the filter at all. It's just the bag itself did not seal up the way I wanted it to, and it was leaking. And I didn't trust anything leaking around the seal for the filter while I had my filter over my water bottle filling up. I just did not want to risk anything to drip in that would make me sick. I don't need that. So again, filter's great. Bag could use a little work, but it is what it is. It's good to have a backup if I need one again when I go up there. But again, I did go back to the Sawyer Squeeze, the full size, not the mini, the Sawyer Squeeze, and I'm loving it. It's just what I remember. This one actually flows the way it should. So kind of the whole reason I got the Catadine Be Free in the first place is kind of moot now. But apart from that, the biggest thing I got, I did get a new pack. I switched from the Osprey Ether AG70. Very heavy pack, great pack, but it's a heavy pack. It's what I use, it's what I'm going to be using for hunting and things like that going forward, or I can use it to carry heavier weights if I need to. Because it's ready for it. But the pack I replaced it with was a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest 4400, so it's still technically a 70-liter pack if I need it. But the empty pack by itself only weighs 2.5 pounds instead of like 6 point something. The other thing about the Osprey, the fabric, when it gets wet, even if you have a pack cover on it, which of course you have to add a couple more ounces for pack cover because you do have to carry one with the Osprey. I think I'm saving closer to 5 pounds now, because the fabric of the Ospreys, when it gets wet, it soaks up, it holds water, and you can definitely tell, and it takes forever to dry. But the Dyneema material that the Hyperlight is made out of does not absorb water. It's waterproof, so that's going to help me out going forward as well, because I'm expecting a lot more rain. I know the Shenandoah Valley, I know the whole New River Valley in Virginia, I know what the weather can be like and how quickly it can change. Sorry, there's a Junco over there jumping around and looking at me like I have food, but I don't. So I've gone on long enough about this. I will be doing a full gear review video, probably next time I stop. Probably going to be ending up in Boots Off Hostel in 3 days. Because tomorrow I got a 16.8. Since I'm stopping here for the night, I got to do a 16.8 down into Mountain Harbor Hostel. I want to stay there because my family stayed there before I left town, and they said the breakfast was fire and the food truck was awesome too. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. And yeah, like I said, that's about as far out as I'm comfortable planning at this point, because yeah, you can't make too many plans. They will change on you. Murphy will find you. He will push you down and take your lunch money. And yeah, there we go. Another twofer. Yeah, breakfast this morning was rough, apparently. But anyway, This is the longest rant I've done. I apologize for subjecting you all to it. If anything else happens this evening, I will let you know, and I'll get back with you. I can't argue with this right coming through the trees here.
No way.
Got some nice, beautiful sunbeams. Got a sunset. I mean, that's spectacular. That is not a trick of the camera. This is just the beauty that we have up here. I'm so glad I stayed here for tonight. But about to stop and make some spruce tea, and it's going to be good. So I'll get back with you. All right, so there it is. There's my spruce tea for the evening. It is delicious. Introduced two dudes I just met today to it, Matt and Josh. They're here hanging out in the shelter with me tonight, so we're just doing a little section hike. But hey, everyone's welcome to my cooking, y'all know that. Just what the doctor ordered after today. So, gonna turn in tonight, do some sleeping, or we get up early. I'm gonna switch my light here real quick. There we go. Right. Now you can see me. So, yeah, gonna be turning in for the night. It's probably just about 9 o'clock now. Getting up probably about 5:30, 6 maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens when it happens, but I'll check back with y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.